COVID recovery. That's part of the big relief plan that the House and the Senate have brought to us. One of the plans that I want to do is, so I took a look, first of all, at how the money is roughly going to be distributed, what kind of people will be making those decisions, and some ideas. And I've looked on social media where they're putting out questions to the public. How would you like that money used, et cetera? And I think that those are good things. I think it's important to hear from the public. My major concern was one of the things that will affect our economic recovery is having people that make decisions in our interest. And going forward, having the people that have been put on the COVID recovery panel, no, I have no beef with them as human beings, anything like that. I'm very concerned about the political connections they have to the current administration, because we've seen how out of touch the administration is with what the people really need. And so our economic recovery is going to largely include how we use those millions of dollars. We have small businesses who are in fear and disrepair, and they're closing. We have people who are driving over potholes. Now, I was actually at something recently where the mayor had noted certain things could not be used, or we can't use the COVID relief money. I'll give you a random example, to tear down the central warehouse. However, I've consulted with a number of attorneys, and the language is so broad that it actually can be manipulated, and I'm going to use that word specifically, into however you can justify it as being COVID relief. And that gave me grave concern about the type of people represented who will be distributing the COVID relief money. So one of the things that is my primary platform is livability. So people are not attracted, tourism is not attracted here because of our crime and our blight. Tourism will help our economic recovery. Our safety is a major issue in the city of Albany. Our economic recovery is going to be tied to people's ability to feel safe, to move into this city, to do business here, to set up something new. So when we talk about our economic recovery going forward, yes, COVID did change everything, I agree with that. But there are some things that were already here and not necessarily made worse by COVID, and that's going to include things like our revenue and our taxes and the way that we distribute the money we have and the way that we structure our budget. I just talked in my speech today, $520,000 listed under unitemized personal expenses in the mayor's budget is significant. How can we recover economically when A, we don't even know where that money is really going, and B, it's being distributed in a way that benefits, it double dips into City Hall or the leadership in City Hall. And so part of our economic recovery is going to include a very, very deep look into the budget and a restructuring of the way that the finances are disseminated to the people, utilized throughout the city, and making sure that they have direct deliverables and benefits to the human beings that live here.
Now, when it comes to if you just, if someone didn't know you, you had, 5 seconds to tell people, where are you putting the money? Where do you want to see it go? Top 2 things.
Livability is the first thing, and that includes safety. So I want to put that, the way that we experience everyday life in the city of Albany, because outside of crime, being the big one, outside of crime, what people want is a city they can be proud of. And what people are looking for is a city where they want to live and bring their children and raise families and pour back into this beautiful community, these neighborhoods.
What is livability? What are you putting money toward when it comes to livability?
Anyone who's been watching me knows I constantly talk about the potholes in the city of Albany. Because it is a very small example, very small, and almost it seems petty in the larger scheme of things. But it's the number one complaint that I get from people, is they're ashamed of the decrepit look that we have in our blighted buildings. If I had to pick something like livability, we're attracting that shabby, crime-ridden, really deep inner city look that we don't actually have as a small city in the state of New York. But it's attracting trouble to us because we look like we don't care. We're not clean, we're not well kept, and that attracts people who are looking to hide and bring them their drugs, and yes, their illegal guns, and it attracts trouble. And so when I say livability, I am talking about the everyday experience we have walking down the street or driving down the street, and I'm also talking about reputation and attraction that we bring toward us as a city.
Now, too, I know that I'm not sure if our microphone was working during that, so I'm going to ask you kind of the same question again.
Yeah.
When it comes to your firm action steps that you're taking to resolve ongoing violence in Albany, what are those steps?
The first step is going to be a new mayor. The second step is going to be a new police chief. That's going to be a really big deal. One of the things that we've had between the police chief and the police, there's a massive fissure there. And the conversations that I have had across the city on all levels of policing, as well as the community, is that we actually need, and people want, this is not just me, this is important, I don't want to always speak for myself. The people I speak with, everyday people of every color, every culture across the city, they actually want a greater presence of the police. And so one of the things we would do is put money into not more military style policing. And I don't want to use the word reimagine, but we would expand the Albany Police Department because we have seen that this works. When Sheriff Apple came in and the New York State Troopers came in, they're starting to address things by taking care of the little things, but you do need a police force. Now we are down, the numbers are in dispute, but I will tell you, when I said on my mayoral forum that we're down 75 or 80 police, the reason why the numbers are so different from what the mayor's office is saying is because they're counting everybody on maternity leave who's on the payroll. They're counting everybody in the police academy who's on payroll. They're counting everybody who's over in the military serving in Afghanistan on the payroll. That matters. Those are not boots on the ground people. We need more boots on the ground to facilitate, to help, to get to know people. People want community beat cops. Probably the number one thing in policing, other than reducing gun violence, people want more police. Nice ones that they know and walk down the street and a neighborhood cop. So that would be something where I would immediately start to build up. And in looking at the budget and the way the money has been spent on our police, there has been back-channeled funding of the police, where money that would help them with their overtime or give them a day off after they've been traumatized by violence so that they can be a better human being as a police officer. Those things have slowly dwindled. People don't know that, but it really does matter. And so that's one of the first things I would pour into is supporting our police department and choosing a new police chief. Thank you.
Let me just get a couple of two shots real quick. Can I move your mic here so I can move my camera around?
Yep.
Thank you. Are you guys just chatting just a little bit?